Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Crypto Atlas. We're going to be going over some of the latest news as well as these big whale alerts in just a moment. I just have a fun side question I want to ask you guys right off the bat. How are you guys doing? Please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So generally speaking, the market is quite red. And when we take a look at some whale alerts, so there's some pretty noteworthy activity going on. So within the last 24 hours, you have about 90 million USDC that was minted at the Treasury. Then you have $250 million worth of USDC also minted at the Treasury. And then there's some of these other transactions that are just under 90 million, which is really interesting. They didn't want to hit that exact number. And same thing, those one was minted at the Treasury, one was burned almost the same amount, which is pretty wild. Then we have 1,769 Bitcoin, which is worth about $119 million. And that was transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase Institutional. Of course, people see that, they hear Coinbase, and they get a bit worried, thinking, are they going to be selling their Bitcoin? But not necessarily. Up next, we have $121 million worth of Bitcoin that was transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. $300 million worth of USDC transferred from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. $403.5 million worth of USDC transferred from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. And then that same amount transferred again from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. And I want to say a quick side note with this. I have been noticing as I've been doing these videos, there are very large sums of USDC that are being moved from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. And it's becoming pretty typical now to see that same large amount being moved twice. So here we have that initial transfer and then the second transfer. Yeah, I've been seeing that in other days as well. And then up next, we have $300 million worth of USDC that was transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. We have $136 million worth of Bitcoin transferred from BitGet to an unknown wallet. We have 134, almost $135 million worth of Bitcoin transferred from BitGet to an unknown wallet. And we also have $100 million worth of USDT that was transferred from Aave over to HTX. And $109 million worth of Bitcoin transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. There's just a couple other ones sprinkled here. And we've got $90 million worth of Bitcoin, just a little bit under 100 million there. We have that was transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase Institutional. And then we have $119 million worth of Bitcoin transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. And that's getting you guys caught up with all of the whale alerts, or the major ones, I should say. And let's go ahead and move on. Just in, billionaire Jack Dorsey's block just revealed it accumulated 340 more Bitcoin worth $22 million in the fourth quarter, adding Bitcoin proceeds to their treasury. Legendary. The fear and greed index is quite low. It's down to 13, and the current price sitting around $65,800. Then we have this from Bank XRP. It's a little bit hard to read. You can see that there are some parts that are highlighted here, but let's go ahead and read the summary. Institutional trading is evolving. Ripple's latest blueprint defines the digital prime broker, or DPB, model, the bridge between fragmented crypto rails and FX level maturity. 89% reduction in fund movements via T plus $1 netting. Eliminating free capital loopholes, centralized credit versus bilateral risk. The era of trapped capital and exchange-centric fragility is ending. Loopholes. Quote unquote loopholes. Now, also from Bank XRP, Ripple Brad Garlinghouse sharing his vision at XRP Australia, Sydney 2026. This is a quote from him. It's not one switch, it's 1,000. He highlighted how every bit of advocacy and progress builds toward an exponential impact. The flip is not a single moment, it's the culmination of a decade of hard work. Then we have $20 million worth of RLUSD, or technically it's 20 million 20 million RLUSD, which is essentially $20 million, minted at the RLUSD treasury. Then we have from Diana. Ripple CEO says Gary, get that pause. Gary Gensler told him, quote, "Sorry, I was wrong." This took place over at the White House. Again, this is coming from Brad Garlinghouse. So he revealed that a top U.S. official approached him at the White House and said, "Sorry, I was wrong, and you guys have done an incredible job." Multiple attendees believe Brad was referring to former SEC Chair Gary Gensler, same regulator who led the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple. It's kind of weird that it had to happen at the White House. It is not officially confirmed that Brad was referring to Gary Gensler, as the clip itself was cut, but yeah, we're hearing a lot of chatter. People are suspecting that it was Gary Gensler. I would like to know for sure. I think it's possible. Cointelegraph. New Ripple outlines its 2026 plans for the XRP Ledger ecosystem, shifting toward a more distributed and community-driven funding model. And then we have from Flare. You've held XRP. Soon it can earn without leaving the wallet or chain you already use. Deposit, sign, earn yield in XRP more soon. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to hear more on that. And let's go ahead and take a look at the price movement for XRP. So I'm recording the video. It is not looking great. Let's just be completely straightforward. We can see that it had closed out red the previous day. It had a nice green candle back here on February 25th. As with Jane Street, a lot of people hearing the news that they're getting sued, suspicions that they were contributors to a lot of the downturn that we've had happening in the crypto market, especially manipulation in the markets right around 10 a.m. basically every single day. And so since that lawsuit's come out, sentiment has started to shift a bit. However, let's be real. Didn't really feel like it lasted very long. We have got another day that it is dropping in the red right here, down 4.25%. Crypto in general is taking a hit. XRP is not one of those that are excluded from that. They are definitely included in that. And you have Brad Garlinghouse that is speaking at that big event. Yes, there is hype, there is excitement with that. But that doesn't always translate to prices going boom. And here's a situation where it doesn't really seem like it's having that much of an impact, even if there is good news that comes out. A lot of people are also waiting to hear if there's going to be something happening with XRP in their pursuits of becoming basically a bank. And people are suspecting that that could happen today on Friday. And so far, I haven't seen any major movement with that either. So just zooming out a bit, you guys can see that over time, going all the way back to July 2025, it's crazy. We're starting to work our way over to 1 year of just almost downwards movement. You have little moments where it starts to recover, but doesn't actually work its way back up. It's been dropping down. We have that launch of that ETF back on, this was November 13th. Still has quite a ways to go. It's almost half of that price, which is crazy. It's almost 50% down from the launch of the spot ETF. Really hoping that this does make a reversal and it starts to go back up. But right now it did drop below that key Fibonacci zone. And look at how it's dancing with this, guys. So we had essentially 1 day of closure, just barely, on that Fibonacci retracement zone. Some people may not even consider that. Then we had a second day clearly, third day clearly. So a trend to a strong trend. And then the next day ran up. But now, look, it's just dancing right on this line. And unfortunately, we're down below $1.34 while I'm recording the video. But look at this. Volume itself is pretty lackluster. So everything that's going on right now that's bouncing around, there's not actually a ton of volume that's really happening. Nothing compared to what we saw back here around February 5th to February 7th. That's what I got for you guys. If you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe. I really appreciate your support, everyone. If you do want to support me more, you can become a YouTube member. You can join my Patreon, hitting that thumbs up like button. And again, I really would love to hear from you. So if you can, drop a comment and just let me know how your day's going. I hope that you guys are doing well. And that's what I got for you in this video. You can check me out on Blue Sky at Crypto Atlas. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. I just got a new patron. I need to get them added to the list. So thank you. And also thank you to my YouTube members. God bless. We'll see you guys in the next episode.